Hello and good evening and welcome to a special PVL Finals episode of The Game. My name is Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Bella Tunay. Join us as we wrap up the 2021 Open Conference of the first and only professional volleyball league in the Philippines. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game.
Good to see you again, Mela. The Premier Volleyball League 2021 Open Conference has come to a close with the Cherry Tigo Crossovers bringing home the first ever crown in the PVL's inaugural professional season. Cherry Tigo finished the series in a nail-biting five-setter, 23-25, 20-25, 25-21, 25-23, and 15-8. And joining us live from Baccaray, Ilocos Norte is our PVL correspondent, Ai Tinsay. Ai, tell me all about that epic championship match and the celebration at the venue right now.
Good evening, Boom. Good evening, Mela. It's so nice to hear from you again. I'm live from Baccaray, Ilocos Norte, and as the PVL Open Conference Finals come to an end, sinasabi nga natin, Cherry Tigo Crossovers, our equalizers. They got Game 2 and they fought for a Game 3, and now they dominated sets 3, 4, and 5. And nakausap ko si Ate Jaja, Ate Dindin the Santiago sisters, who really gave their hearts for this last game. They told me earlier na talagang hindi na makagalaw yung kanilang mga paa. So sobrang pagod na sila, given that this is their 7th straight match. Nilaban na lang daw nila. They said that it's just technically a mental preparation na lang, utakan na lang daw, because they know that every player is physically drained. So now, labanan talaga ng puso, ng strong will to just get this win. And as you can see, Creamline fought hard. They got sets 1 and 2. Their energy was there. Pero talagang parang diesel yung Cherry Tigo na nag-init sila sa dulo. Tuloy-tuloy ang kanilang palo. And at the same time, on Twitter kanina, Cherry Tigo was trending na grabe 5th set block party to. Kasi what they told me is okay naman ang kanilang atake. The same way Creamline's attacks are really strong. Pero at the end of the day daw, it was all about their defense. It was their training on their floor defense sa kanilang blocking. Talagang sabi nila, it's a matter of strategizing on how to win. Because with regards to attacks, pareho naman silang malakas. So now it's about finding their strengths and also maximizing kung ano man yung kaya nilang gawin sa court. And also, nagkaroon tayo ng individual awards kanina. We had Best Setter, Gia Morado, Best Outside Spikers, Eliza Valdez and Milo Pablo, Best Libero, Kat Arado, Middle Blocker, Jaja Santiago and Ria Meneses. And now, kanina tinanong ko din sila kung anong gagawin nila. Hopefully, they can celebrate with the management and their entire team. And of course, they have to first recover from their match kanina. Back to you, Mela and Boom.
Ai, maraming salamat and congratulations to the rest of the team there and of course for you for an awesome job. Ai Tinsay reporting from Ilocos Norte. And balita ko, Mela, kasama natin yung player na Finals MVP, Conference MVP, and of course, middle blocker, best middle blocker, and champion. Jaja Santiago is with us, who's right beside Ai Tinsay with that nice little trophy in between them. Congratulations and good evening, Jaja.
Good evening po, Ate Mela and Kuya Boom.
Maraming salamat.
Gandang gabi po sa inyo.
Alam ko, pang 7 araw na ito, no, na dire-diretso kayo naglalaro. Parehong serye na pinagdaanan nyo nung semifinals at championship. Galing kayo sa likod at tumabla at naipanalo pareho. Where does this come from? Kasi wala naman, di ba, parang paghuhugutan pagdating sa PVL Championship or Finals. So saan nanggagaling yung mental toughness nyo para makabalik dito sa semifinals at saka makuha yung kampyonato?
I think nanggagaling to kay God. Because, kumbaga, lahat kami physically drained na, emotionally drained na, namimiss na yung family. Kumbaga, yun nga sabi nga, 7th game na. Pero, alam mo yun, yung determinasyon ng bawat isa sa amin. Makikita mo na gusto talaga ng bawat isa na makuha tong title na to, tong championship title. Kasi, it's, kumbaga, pro league na tayo, another story of PVL. Kumbaga, bagong history para sa atin lahat. And sa amin, inunti-unti talaga namin, and yung lahat ng sacrifices namin, inisip namin yon. Kumbaga, ang daming naging problema, pero kumbaga kumakapit kami sa bawat isa, sa dream ng bawat isa, kaya namin siguro to nakuha tong championship na to.
Well, Jaja, you mentioned about yung mga problema na pinagdaanan nyo. It wasn't a perfect season. You guys lost twice in the eliminations. Nandyan yung upset sa Bali Pure, Santa Lucia, pero pinatunayan nyo
Yes.
na pagdating dun sa mga importanteng serye, kayang-kaya nyong bumalik. And kamusta rin yung feeling na every time na may, kumbaga, hurdle sa harap ng team ninyo, like yung pagkakatalo nyo dun sa dalawang teams na yun in the elims, nakabalik agad kayo para mag-semifinals pa rin. And then nung semis naman, natalo kayo, straight sets yung pagkatalo nyo. Pero pag kami mga ganong instances sa team, ano yung ginagawa ng team nyo para makabounce back kayo agad?
Lalo na, isang araw lang, laro kayo kaagad.
Yes. Actually, yun nga, nung una naming talo sa Bali Pure, parang makikita mo yung down yung bawat isa sa amin. May isang outside na person na kumausap sa amin na talagang wala sa amin magsasalita. Siya lang yung magsalita sa amin. And kumbaga nagising kami doon na parang, oo nga no, pare-paras naman tayo nag-sacrifice, pare-paras tayong gustong manalo. Kailangan natin talaga alisin yung mga emotions na hindi nakakatulong sa atin. And then from there, nag-start yung team namin na, okay, kung hindi tayo makapag-focus, kung may mga problema tayo, stick to, kumbaga sabi, naging spiritual, kumbaga, naniwala kami kay God. Kumbaga, talagang prayer, yun yung bumuo sa team namin eh. Kaya kahit natatalo kami, nandun yung saya na parang hindi namin nararamdaman yung pagod, hindi namin nararamdaman yung talo, kundi mas nagiging eager pa kami na manalo, na makuha namin yung goal namin as a team.
At Jaja, naniniwala kami kasi nakikita namin sa mga mata mo eh. Nakikita namin sa emotion mo, sa pagmumukha mo during the game, na determinado ka talaga. It's not just this game, yung game number 2 at saka kahit nung semifinals, pag naka-close up ka sa camera, pag nahuhuli yung emotion mo, talagang nahahalata na you really want to lead and you want to lead this team back. I want you to talk about your sister. Dahil ikaw, ang tindi ng ginawa mo, 25, 25, 26. Yung kapatid mo o yung ate mo, ganun din. Semifinals ang tindi rin kahit sa mga talo. Finals, lalo na today, naka-32 pa nga yata siya after averaging 18.5 going into Game 3. Pwede ba natin purihin si Dindin saglit, Jaja?
Actually, Kuya Boom, Ate Mela, sobrang proud ako talaga sa ate ko. Kasi kung makikita nyo talaga, ilang taon na si Ate Lynn, charot. I mean, 7 games. 7 games talaga sinasabi niya sa akin. Pag pinupuntahan ko siya sa room niya na namimiss niya na yung family niya, pagod na siya. Pero lagi niya sa akin sinasabi, ilalaban natin to, ilalaban natin to. Kung makikita niyo nung first set, second set talaga, parang kung ako nawawala ako sa sarili ko na, wait, nakakapa yung palo ko, hindi ako makascore, ganyan. Siya yung umarangkada at nagdala talaga sa amin lahat. Kumbaga, kinapitan niya kami lahat. And yun nga, kumbaga, sobrang nakaka-proud na kasama ko siya, nakuha namin tong championship title. At the same time, hinila niya kami lahat pataas na hindi pa to tapos. Siya yung nagpakita sa amin na magcha-champion tayo.
Well, Ja, kanina nga nung game, no, kasi bago nag-shine si Dindin at kayong buong Cherry Tigo team, at some point of the game, akala natin na mapupunta na sa cream line yung kampyonato, di ba? Was there any special moment sa team kung bakit biglang nagbago yung laro ninyo and then biglang ang laki ng difference nung third, fourth, lalo-lalo na nung fifth set?
Actually, pinaka naghila sa amin yung ka-fate lang. Kumbaga, kumapit kami sa isa't isa, nakita namin na walang gustong matalo, walang gustong walang gustong matapos agad yung laro. Kita ko may kumakapit sa akin, si Shaya, si Jasmine, sila din kinakapitan nila yung kamay ng bawat isa na, ate, hindi pa tapos. lalaban pa tayo, mahaba pa yung tatrabahuhin natin. So from there talaga parang na tumaas yung balahibo ko na tama nga, hindi natin tatapusin to ng agad-agad. Pagtatrabahuhan natin to hanggang 5th set talaga.
At grabe, si Micah ang tindi ng linaro kahit nung game number 2. Si Joy, nung pinasok, talagang nagkaroon ng impact. Si Buding, ang laki ng ginawa talaga game 2 and game 3. At saka si Shaya, at saka si Mylene, nagpakita ng yung comebacking abilities within the game. Ang hindi na pag-uusapan, Jaja, ay ang iyong coach. Can you talk about your coach real quick, Aaron Velez, and what kind of a coach he has been to steer you dito sa kampyonato ninyo?
Actually, Coach A, ang daming adjustment na ginawa ni Coach A for Charity Go para sa amin lahat. Kasi, kumbaga, kung makikilala niyo si Coach A, may pagkamataray siya. Pero, kumbaga, nung mga previous games namin, makikita mo na marami siyang gustong baguhin sa amin na para talaga sa amin, na minsan parang kino-question namin. Pero the end netong tournament, talagang pinakilala niya na naintindihan namin siya. Kasi yun naman talaga dapat. Kailangan magtiwala ka sa desisyon, plano sa'yo ng coach mo kasi sila yung nakakaalam. And grabe yung dala niya sa amin. Kumbaga, nararatal na kami sa loob ng court. Siya yung kalma lang, kaya natin to. Ito lang, ito gagawin natin, ito. Grabe yung strategy ng buong coaching staff namin. And nakita namin from second coach to him, talagang suportado. And very proud kami kay Coach A dahil dinala niya kami dito.
And I'm sure he's very proud of every single one of his players. Nangunguna ka na. We're talking to Jaja Santiago, the finals MVP, the best middle blocker, and conference MVP, and champion. Yan ang importante. This is going to be the first of many interviews. So, konting pasensya, Jaja, dahil I'm sure maraming gustong kumausap sa'yo. But before you go, sinong gusto mong pasalamatan ngayon? May pagkakataon ka. If you want to thank people, maybe this is a good chance for you.
First of all, I want to thank God for bringing us here, for giving us strength na makuha yung championship title. Thank you sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Charity Go Crossover, bumubuo ng volleyball, PVL, maraming salamat po for making this league possible. And maraming salamat po sa sumusuporta sa Philippine Volleyball. Gusto ko rin po pasalamatan yung family ko, si Mami Lu, si Mama Love, si mga kapatid ko, Kuya Axel, Ate Dayan, Abigail, Jello, Jelay, sa mga pamangking ko, kay Kuya Chico, kay Chuchi, kay Andre, kay Asia Aliyah, and Baby Sid. And thank you so much po sa bumubuo ng Charity Go Crossover, kay Ma'am Ada, kay Sir Romel, and Sitin family, and Photon po, and Cherry, and UAAGI. Thank you po.
Alam mo, Ja, kami ni Mela at yung mga libo-libong nanonood talagang na-entertain dito sa final series at sa semifinals. So, also congratulations to the 3 other teams in the semifinals, pati na rin yung nakalaban nyo na Creamline Cool Smashers dahil napakaganda ng volleyball na ipinakita nyo para sa amin. Kami nagpapasalamat at nagpursigi kayo for this PVL season. Alam namin, magpapahinga muna kayo and you enjoy your time with your family. We thank you once again and congratulations to you, Jaja, and the rest
Thank you so
of
much
Charity
po.
Go. What a joy to talk to Jaja Santiago. What a joy to watch her do what she loves best. Our finals MVP and our conference MVP and champion, Jaja Santiago of the Charity Go Crossovers. Kami po ni Mela ay magbabalik dito sa The Game right after these. What a night. Welcome back to the game. The inaugural conference of the first and only professional volleyball league in the Philippines has officially wrapped up, and we also have the first set of professional awardees.
And of course, for our best setter,
Ooh.
yan nga, she's been the most consistent all throughout this tournament. We have Gia Morado and Myla Pablo as our best outside spiker. Second best outside, Eliza Valdez leading the best outside spiker awardees. And of course, Ria Meneses also all throughout this conference has been the #1 best blocker. And followed by Jaja Santiago, best middle blocker also, and conference MVP. And then, syempre, isa rin sa naging matinding labanan is yung pagiging best opposite spiker. But I think in the eliminations, that was really Kat Tolentino's, talagang sa kanya talaga yung award na yun. And of course, lastly but not the least, best libero natin, also topping the charts for best digger and best receiver, Kat Arado.
Sino yung nakalaban ni Kat Tolentino dyan in that position?
Well, for sure, it was Michelle Gumabao and Dindin Santiago. Pero kasi in the elims, she was really the go-to girl for Choco Mucho. For a time, she was producing 18 points and above every game, di ba, in the elims. So, in terms of production, in terms of efficiency, doon lumamang si Kat.
Si Gia Morado, who's, pang-anim na niya yata ito sa PVL, na kumbaga best setter. What else can be said about Gia Morado, her leadership, her creativity also, and all the other skills and leadership qualities?
Well, watching Gia, especially in this final series, nakakatuwa lang isipin na despite having a lot of awards, hindi niya tinitigilan na improve yung sarili niya because we know she's a good setter, we know she's a good server, but in today's game, she did a lot of excellent digs also.
Oo
So
nga,
it's
tama.
a continuous process for her to improve on herself, and it says a lot. It reflects on her awards kasi ang dami na, sabi mo nga, pang-anim na, and the other players, hindi naman lahat nakakuha ng ganitong awards. Si Gia ganun karami na. So her work ethics, kung paano yung mindset niya sa player, I'm sure yun yung naghahakot sa kanya ng awards.
Jasmine Abor must feel good and must feel proud, excuse me, that nakaisa siya, no? Doon sa idol niya na lagi siyang yung nakakatapat niya, and she's always at the losing end of it because Gia, not only is she good, she's with great teammates, and one of whom, of course, is Eliza Valdez. The MVP could have gone to Eliza Valdez, Mela, and I don't think anybody would have complained either, no?
For sure. And speaking of all-around game, yun nga lagi natin inuulit na si Eliza. She's known as the Phenom. She's won several awards, not just pagiging spiker, best server. Ang dami niyang kayang gawin offensively, and for the longest time, yung laging hinahanap sa kanya yung defensive improvement. Pero this time, in the first professional volleyball league, nakita rin natin kung gaano siya sumabay in terms of defense with the other players as well.
Has she found a rival in Jaja Santiago here in the professional ranks with the way, not only in terms of the awards, nakita natin nag-MVP and conference MVP, but the way the game was played, parang at the end, it will either be Jaja or Eliza to take you to the promised land. Is this a budding rivalry in the PVL, do you think, Mela?
Well, for sure, magandang rivalry. And
Oo.
ito yung pwede maging simula. Pero, ayun, matagal na rin talaga yung pagiging face pa lang ng Philippine volleyball. It's been a contest among the fans kung sino sa kanila. But I think this season, napatunayan lang natin lalo na si Eliza and si Jaja is different two ways kung paano maglaro, pero both of them kayang-kaya nila magdala ng team nila. And nakita natin na yun yung pagiging similar naman, na kahit down yung team, sila yung kaya mong takbuhan na mag-uplift sa'yo.
Anong in-improve ni Jaja from the last time she was battling here in the Philippines, in your opinion?
Well, technically, she's really quicker. Kasi before, I think, depende rin sa mga nakasama niya ngayon kasi it's really an all-around team na tumutulong sa receive. So, yung mga setup plays din, parang kahit papano, kung paano yung mga ginagawa sa Japan, na mga setup sa quick, yung timing ni Jaja nag-improve eh. And then, it's just really yung efficiency and yung confidence na pagpapala siya. Kasi, we've seen her play in the UAAP and the club leagues. Malakas talaga si Jaja, pero yung maturity sa game, kapag alam mo yun, nagkakaroon ng mga momentum shift, medyo nawawala din siya agad. Pero this time, nakita natin, sabi mo nga, pag titignan natin siya, nakikita natin kung gaano niya kagusto talagang maglaro and bumawi for her team. Yun naman, yung pagmamature sa game talaga, nag-reflect sa mga ginagalaw niya sa court.
25 points in the first game, 25 in the second game, 26 naman. At naalala natin, no, papasok ng parang fourth set, 11 pa lang ang ginagawa niya. So the 15 points she made, that's my unofficial count, she made in the fourth and fifth set. So talagang, these are what MVPs are all about. Alyssa has done it so many times in her career na when it mattered, she did it again in the semifinals against Petrogas. She did it in game number 1 against Cherry Tigo. Myla Pablo, she wins that award. Marami siyang kalaban dito, dito sa posisyon na to, Mela.
Kasi ang dami nga rin tumunog yung pangalan
Tama.
We have Grace Bumbitag, Detzel Sultones,
Right.
but I think with all those names, yung pagiging effective din ni Myla sa pwesto was the one that got her that second best outside hitter award. Kasi nakita rin natin yung consistency niya, especially in the latter part of the tournament. So I think no question on that also kasi skills-wise, kayang-kaya talaga makipagsabayan ni Myla kay Alyssa. And sila talaga yung ina-expect din na magiging awardees for this department.
And she delivered in that last game against Choco Mucho as Petrogas Angels were able to get the third place finish in the PVL. All right, we'll talk more about the PVL Open Conference Finals when we return. Stay tuned. You're watching the game. Welcome back to the game alongside Mela Tunay. I'm Boom Gonzalez. It's a special episode tonight of the game which is focused on the 2021 PVL Open Conference. Kung you haven't heard or you missed the game, well, I'm sure mapapanood nila yan, Mela, in a lot of other platforms, including the replays, ay nanalo po in 5 sets itong Cherry Tigo over the Creamline Cool Smashers. Let's talk about the series in general. Ano? Again, for the second straight time, the Cherry Tigo crossovers come back from a 0-1 deficit, this time against the Creamline Cool Smashers. What did they do? What did Creamline do well again that parang marami nagsabi, tapos na to in game number 2?
Well, nung game 1 kasi, yung nangyari doon, talagang kung sino, actually it's the same pattern kung sino yung nakakalamang na in the set, they take that set.
Tama.
Pero sumasabay din kasi yung reception ng Cherry Tigo na kapag umepekto sa kanila, they really get to capitalize Jaja Santiago. And as we keep seeing in the games, wala talaga nakakaabot sa kanya. So, they don't mind setting Jaja 5 times in a row, kahit 10 pa yan, kasi she's very efficient. And if that could get them the win, talagang yung ginagawa nila. So, in that game, they talagang heavily relied on Jaja in game 1 hanggang sa yung mga paunti-unting support from the rest of their teammates. Siyempre, big support from Dindin Santiago, pero the rest of the team talagang they just come together And they have this sense of urgency na kapag ka matatapos na yung game, doon sila talagang pumupukpok yung term na they really do their jobs and do it effectively.
Mela, nakita mo ba na may konting kaba nung game number 1 na nawala nung game number 2 and game number 3? Tightness maybe, yung mga bagong salta sa finals, karamihan sa kanila. Was there something like that?
Well, kaba, I think hindi naman sa team.
Okay.
Kasi if it's something to point, hindi ka makakabalik kung kabado ka talaga. So I think it's just a couple of players that got affected. Of course, the nerves na nasa final sila. Some of them, this is the first time maglaro sa final, so that might be a factor. So I think the bench also of Coach Aaron was enough para matulungan sila sa mga ganong klaseng sitwasyon na kahit may nagkakaroon ng konting kabaman or may mga larong naapektuhan because of, intangibles, they managed to still stay close to Creamline. And yun nga, game 1, nag-extend into 5 sets. Game 2 naman, yung mga medyo kinabahan at na-frustrate sa game, nakabalik naman. So, yun, feeling ko napakalaking bagay na ang dami niyang taong kayang bunutin na para mag-contribute para sa team niya.
Epic finish for the Cherry Tigo crossovers. We have a few minutes, Mela. Quickly, what do you think is next for Creamline, Miquelambay, Dagdag after this series? Same with Cherry Tigo, because usually these teams, they don't want to stay just like that going forward now that they're professionals.
Well, if we're talking about the lineup or the team composition, I don't think Creamline has to do any adjustments because
Too
they
much.
have a super strong lineup, especially on paper. And kahit sa laro, nakita naman natin, even Tots Carlos coming off the bench hanggang she earned that starter spot, di ba? And then Michelle Gumabao, talagang always ready also for her team. It's really a complete lineup, and yung game 3 today also speaks for itself na it could have gone either way. Pero if there's anything for Creamline, I think yun lang, yung pag-work lang nila together as a team kasi nawala no latter part of this game.
Well, congratulations again to Creamline, and congratulations also to Cherry Tigo for bagging the professional championship in this year's PVL.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mela Tunay.
And I'm Boom Gonzalez, and this has been The Game.